Special Go Time with John.
This is why you shouldn't scare your wife. This is why you shouldn't scare your wife. Suppose the world was not informed by real estate or power lines. But here in river of my life, pursued by love. I can't believe what those contractors did to my mom. My mom's.
Grab this vegetable chopper for free at Temu.
Hey everyone, have you seen the... What's so bright? It's hard to cry, but that's alright. I'm dead serious. This is literally the best tuna I've ever had in my entire life. So I actually bought this tuna offline, and I'm never going to get tuna in the supermarket ever again after trying this. When I first saw this tuna, I was completely shook. I've never seen tuna look like this out of the can. Hand cut. Ball. This is the ball.
Hi, yes, I'm calling from the school just to let you know that your daughter's kind of struggling today. She's having a really hard time.
芒果呀，1、2块1斤，都没有老板来收，我们还去外面买，10几块1斤的芒果，看一下，每一个呀都是皮厚肉薄，吃起来香甜软糯的。如果你也喜欢的话，你就带香尝尝吧。
When the night has come, when the lamp is dark and the moon is the only light we see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Another rainy day in Southern California.
So some people say that Icelandic road names are impossible to pronounce, so I thought I would read a few of them. Vatnleysur Strandarvegur, Berserkja Hraunsvegur, Snæfjalla Strandarvegur, Mundar Reykjadalsvegur, Loðmundar Fjarðarvegur, Reykhóla Sveitarvegur, Kerlingar Fjallavegur. The longest Icelandic word would be Vaðlaheiðar vegarinn Verkfæra geymsluskurs Litla Kýpringurinn. So some people say that Icelandic
We get the joke done. Oopsie. All right.
Hi, everybody. 哎，你吃东西能不能不要那么粗鲁啊？
Oh baby，
所以马上
不用在意我对你的爱，不是
These ribs ruined my life. I used to eat a variety of meals. You could call it a... I see a little silhouette of a man. Red, blue, green, red, blue, red, red, blue, green.
This sourdough bread has changed my life, and that is not.
Here come on, Lisa, she come grooving up slowly. She got fire and eyeballs. She's one holy roller, sure to get down to the Lord. Baby, got 'em moving all the time. Strictly here, she gon' play around, cover much ground, got game by the time. Playing bass is a forte, each and every day you bass play away. Going through a party in the town and chick.
just wanted to let you know that I did look at the sun during the solar.
Next morning, we had a rain.
What are you finding in my hair? What is that?
Different colors. Different colors.
Why is my hair different colors?
Can I get old?
What are you finding in my hair?
I see the crystal raindrops fall, the beauty of it all. When the sun comes shining through, to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, I wanna.
My name is Dr. Jared Cassell.
After counting Vietnamese, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who the hell does avocado think it is? You know we grow those here, right? In every restaurant you go into, avocado's like, guys, just so you know, I'm always $1 extra. Oh, sure. You could just buy me in the store. But even then, you really can't eat me until I'm ready. Oh, whoopsie daisy goosey doo. Did you just fall asleep for 10 minutes? Because in that.
Somebody's in the
The little baby Frenchie. Oh, little Frenchie, she's smaller than a mouse.
That is
Where are you? There's the little.
Did you make your own customized Oreo cookies? I just got these in the mail.
Give another example of how I know you go too far with your dogs, America. 2 years ago, my father passed away of cancer. He died of cancer 2 years ago. Mexican America don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and booze they pop and white girls they big into. Mexican Americans are the I gotcha. You thought I didn't see you now. You try to sneak out the last they give me what you promised me. Yeah. Promise me the day that you quit your boyfriend. I'll be the next one to ease on me. You promise me it would be just us two. Yeah. I'll be the only man kissing on you. Kiss me. Hold me a long time, hold it. Don't turn it loose now.
In my own little corner, in my own little chair, I can be.
Let's go. Hey, you ain't seen nothing like this. You know, the little critters of nature, they don't know that they're ugly.
They don't?
Except one. Once a lonely caterpillar sat and cried to a sympathetic beetle by his side.
Something told me it was over. When I saw you and that girl, I was talking. Something deep down in my soul said, "Oh, I wanna crack the road." When I saw you in that same person, you was walking around. And I'd rather, baby, than to see you walk away from the baby, don't leave. I don't want to see you.
Is that what you asked for your birthday?
Yeah, I asked those too. Every time you come to the school, if you look.
Have you ever wondered why going on a walk makes you feel better? It turns out there's real science at play. Peer-reviewed studies and leading neuroscience.
I put a spell on you.
Yes. Father.
Father. Father. Or you can say dad for Papa.
Mother.
It's mom or mother, not mother.
Son.
Son. Son. Okay, son.
Son.
Agora pra
É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho. É o resto de tudo, é um pouco sozinho. É um caco de vidro, é a vida.
Sin ti me la paso a todo dar. En mi vida tengo paz. Ahora sí soy feliz. Sin ti regreso mi libertad. Ahora salgo mucho más. Ya hasta estoy bien. 1, 2, 3, 4. I told Mary about us. I told her about it. Mary cried for me. Mary took me back to me. Said if I want my freedom, I can be free. I would go. But I don't want to be, and I don't want to see Mary cry. Oh, never woman, never woman that me, never woman that me. Leave me alone, I want to go home.
Do you want to do the rest of it, or you want to go on something else? You want to do the rest?
nothing, not the way.
Born on a mountaintop in Tennessee, greatest state.
Don't ignore it, because on April 19th, 2024, $50,000 will come to you out of nowhere. If you save this audio, type amen.
see. Baby got back, but there I like big butts, I cannot lie.
An old man turned 98. You want riding hood and Little John rocking through the forest. So 3 nuns get killed in a car crash. Yeah, and they get up to heaven. Cool. And
So, for anyone interested, we're half hour into the supposed lecture with no participants. So we're going to call this one quits. But seems to me we should have today's lecture recorded, because the point is to have these lectures that people can watch. Is that Calcifier? And can you hear me? He says hello. Good. Well, we're about a half hour into the lecture, and you're the first one to come. Oh, there's two. Wow. A crowd. And Token I recognize from last week. You've been here waiting half an hour? Is that what you said? I've been looking at the participants the whole time and seen no one. Token is Ryan. Nice. So let's clear up a little confusion. I've been here half an hour, keeping my eye on participants. All of a sudden, Calcifier pops up. Great. Well, let's do it all. But since Calcifier said that he's been here half hour, I'm wondering, what am I missing? There must be some technical thing. I don't know. But let's go forward regardless. If either of you know what this mystery is, feel free, if you wish, to explain it to me sending me an email, which just for fun I'll type in so you all know it. So you can always email me there. Okay. So let's take a look, see how it goes. This is actually a student of mine. Played a tournament game recently. I got him as it's around 5Q, and he used to be stronger, but it had been a while since he played, and we got him up to 3Q real quick, and then before long 2Q. Now he's winning at 1Q, so it's kind of exciting seeing him come up quickly. And he's 1Q in this tournament. Okay. So he faced some things that are hard to figure out, like this white move. I've never seen it. Of course, I've seen it. I've never seen it played by a strong player. I'm assuming it's just a mistake because he's playing center with no reason. But the problem comes in with how to punish it. What he did, my student, he says, well, I'll just play away. I don't consider that a mistake, but let's figure it out. Ooh, maybe instead of me figuring it out, Ryan, I'm not going to ask you what move you play, but what's your thought process in deciding what to play here? Tolkien is Ryan. That's so cool. You were here last week. Tolkien. At a very high level, I think if they play a weird move, playing away often allows them to make it good. That's what I think. So probably I wouldn't play away. Nice thought process. I like that so far. Do you have step 2 ready, or shall I take step 2? Okay. Now, my step 2 is what we just said was I think I'll probably stay here. I don't like that probably. I like a little more clarity. So I would say, let me double check my math. How do I feel about this? Well, there's a lot of reading involved. But whatever happens, I don't like it. I'm feeling bullied. Okay, now I'm still not 100% convinced that I'm doing the right thing, but I'm feeling better. Okay. At that point, I imagine the 2 moves. We're either going to play A or B, seems to me, getting out so we don't get surrounded. There's no white stones on the left, so I could go 4th line. That's a pretty quick readout. Wrong button, just a second. If he kicks, now his position's really weird. Here, that's a nasty cut. Here, there's 2 cuts. You really can't fix his situation. I like it. If he comes this way, he's split in half. I like it. So based on that, that's just a short read, couple variations. It's like, I like it. So I'd play there. Okay. He played away. White. Thought process here. when I see the game, and I haven't reviewed it with him yet, I try to think of what can I give him to get to a certain thought. Ryan, how would you get a thought if you were teaching someone? What do you do here? Why? Token's thinking. If he thinks a long time, he might write a book, or even 3. The reason is harder to come up with, but I think I want to jump because pushing seems heavy. Oh, that wasn't hard. That sounds excellent. Now that's what he did. And in my mind, I'm like, how can I tell him, yeah, you're going to live, but that's not your goal. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you're pushing from behind when it's like Ryan said, 3-1. So boom, I'm already, of course we're going to live. And he lives well in Sente. But I've got to find a way to let him see this move, right? And then white most likely is going to play this way. And white is really over-concentrated there. Way too many stones for a medium corner in Gote. And we get a nice Pinocchio in Sente. Don't get heavy here. Yeah, maybe. So he plays, he does all the basic stuff, gets out, and then defends. So the flow went well. There's no problems to speak of. But I don't want him to like his bad moves, so I'll be working on that. Next, I think white has room to be very positive here. That's a big move for white, whether it's now or soon. I mean, I really don't like having to play this next black move. So next, we want to look at, well, take your Sente first. Then you can come further, and white's move is not interesting. So 2 questions. One, Ryan, do you agree? Calcifier, Ryan is somewhere between 1 and 3 done KGS. So he's, got some stuff to work with. So he says that either is positive. I certainly agree, but I don't like, and this seems a little too good. What are we going to do, play here? I don't like giving white that move. So anyway, that leads me to the second question, which was Calcifier. Does this stuff make sense? Is there some leftover question like, how would I find that next game? Why are you playing such a move? Or is it like, okay, it makes sense when you explain it? So far, it makes sense. Then Ryan says he played M17 first. That does seem pretty odd like he's more worried about the wall than he needs to be. Yeah, it's almost like he's thinking, oh, the wall gets so big. Well, you can still like totally, shoulder hit or something. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Defend. Weird. Come out. I liked that. Good shape. Hurt the stone. Get out. Sure. And then play away. I think that's rational. Black seems quite happy on top. The idea of getting your group settled and playing away as soon as possible, in my mind, is such a powerful way to play. Ryan, I don't know if you know, a while back, my students got together and bought me a birthday present, some games with a pro. And I figured the only way to respond to that would be, I didn't think I'd ever get any of my old strength back. I'm 71 years old. I'm thinking, okay, that's gone. I'll never touch it again. And I don't mind. It was nice to be strong once. But when they said, we want you to have some lessons, it's like, darn, now I have to invest some time and energy into getting some stuff back. So with two different pros, I took, let's say, 12 lessons, maybe 10 to 12 lessons. And I shook off a lot of the old dirt, got a lot of the ideas back, was really faced with the fear again. When you play a strong player, oh, I better play cautious and calm. When you play, 5, 6, 7 down level, you've got to face the music. You go, okay, here I am. Every move has to be all you can do. So after those 10 to 12 lessons, I hadn't begun to reach my old self, but I was reminded of all the important things and was faced with them and had conquered each one in little pieces here and there. So anyway, last lesson, I'm here to play. I'm going to play an actual game like I used to against, I used to sit down with 9-Dan Pro. And it's like, not that I'm going to win, but I'm going to have an excellent game. So here's the 9-Dan. We sit down. I played so well. I really played well. I was so proud of myself. I kept him totally honest. We stopped about halfway through to review, and he might have gained 1 point, tops. I was so proud of myself. So anyway, back to the game. The pinch. I see no reason for the pinch at all. Right away, black has 2 weak groups. I hate that. And white has so many options. White might choose, I'm going to pinch you here and get all the profit on the right. Who knows what he's going to do? But black's obviously thinking, I don't want white to get the right. Well, if you play here, he can't get the right. If he does this, give me a break. You want him to have that much, please take it. That's ridiculous for white. If he tries something else, easy to come in, 3 options. He simply cannot take the whole thing. Okay, so I don't want to call that a mistake, but it's not a direction I'd want to go. Is the territory at the right side interesting enough to do that pinch? Yeah. Black won't be taking the right if white plays well. And white can't take it all. And when black plays here, the bottom's getting nice. So there's just no reason that I can think of. But white plays this one, which also seems reasonable because white has the right to do some center. Black goes for life. Mistake. This is not Joseki. White can push and cut here, right? Actually, this might be the better way. So anyway, sorry, wrong direction here. Just a second. Black, white, Atari. So the cut works. He needs to go one more and may as well threaten the cuts first. And then we're off to Joseki, yeah. White didn't see it. Then apparently Black sees it and fixes. Thank you. White takes. Why? White's already settled there. It doesn't hurt Black because you're giving Black Sente. So I found some KGS1 Dons to actually be quite strong. I found other KGS1 Dons that are like, you're one Don? Doesn't seem, you're not one Don. Let me put it that way. You play poorly. And this white player is just not playing very well. And then Black defends his group. Yeah, huge variation. Yeah. The idea of Black defending this group, I entirely agree with. Did he defend the group? No. Did he help the group? Yeah. But he left an entirely vulnerable gap there. Black does not have great shape. He should respect that. Pull that back one. Even third line. But fourth line, I think, is better here. That's defense. White is not going to mess with me. This one, White does mess with him. Pretty soon coming up. There it is. Wow. Danger, Will Robinson. There's just so much to do here. White could do a lot more. So seems to me Black got off pretty easy there. White is the kind of player that makes you think a lot just because he plays so different. Yeah. The most consistent thing I've seen with my students, they learn to play well. Unless they're playing against garbage, then they have no idea what to do. It's really hard to learn to punish. I remember when I finally learned, and I'm like, man, you can just punish and punish. But how do you teach that? Very hard. Ryan, if you can look back and go, I wish he had said this. Oh, that would be so valuable to me. I've really enjoyed our time together. I kind of felt bad when you went off to go get stronger. And it's like, oh, he left me, the fledgling. I have no right to feel those things. But you definitely got stronger, no doubt about that. Okay. So we're coming here. This move makes sense to me. Maybe, of course, saving the cut's no good because those 3 white stones are just dead, so there's no cut. The idea of, oh, I'm going to attack the A stones. They're so light they could care less if they live or die. Just silly little moves that are just going to be helpful later. So no attack there. Coming up at B, bothering the C stones. Well, those were forcing moves. Again, he's very happy to just give them up. Black can play, 3 or 4 moves for 5 points. Not interesting. So it kind of looks like the only thing going on is white has this huge wall getting ready to do the center. So this looks perfect. Tari, is that Sente? I don't see it. I don't mind this capture because white did just say, I'm going to mess with you. Oh, there's a ko there. There's a ko at A. What happens if we fix? If here and Atari, yeah, no shortage of liberties here. So black should fix the ko instead of capture. White does play ko, and black saves. Tough. Okay, so we got to think, how do I make this decision? Leaves a ko. Fixing is only because black has plans against the outside white stones. Otherwise, just points. Okay. So Tolkien just said that this Atari, this ko is for killing everything. And that's a lot. Okay. So first, looks like you can just save. Secondly, if we take here, now we ask, and this is mostly for calcifier, all learning ko, very hard. Q players, they just get lost because there's so many aspects to ko that are hard to get used to. But the trick, and dare I say all kos, is what am I risking? So let's start with what is black risking? His A group might die. Anything else? No. The B stones are dead, so that's not a question. And we don't care about the C stone specifically. So it's the A stones might die. Well, what are they doing? Nothing. Pure points in double gote, the smallest points possible. Just play away. We don't care. Okay. So what is white risking? If black wins the ko, really risking nothing. Just a few in-game points. So white has the right to play ko, and black kind of doesn't care, which was something Ryan was saying. So the right side is much bigger than 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to 12 points that white captures. So what? The capture is nice, don't get me wrong, but this is awfully large. White catching A's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15-ish. Capturing B, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 20. So way bigger. So white's getting ahead there. Black threatening. Aji, run out. Okay. Rational. Please cut me. Offering the cut. Okay, again, this is mostly for calcifier. Yeah, I read what you just said, that it's hard to take advantage. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's big time what you're talking about right there. Oh, that reminds me. I was 5 Dan, so we're going back 40, 45 years. There was a global children's tournament. And you get kids from Sweden coming over. Oh, they're 5 Dan. How, little 10-year-olds 5 Dan. That's all impressive. But then you got the kids from Taiwan and Singapore, Hong Kong, flying in. They're professional level. 10 to 12 years old, professional level. One kid, so strong, but he's just a kid. He's never learned how to play against handicap. He can't play handicap worth a darn. He should be getting his 6 to 9 stones easily, and he couldn't do it. It was so funny. He didn't know how to punish mistakes. He'd never learned. Very cute to see. I could go on with some stories there. There were some amazing kids. Oh, man, I could tell stories. Okay, so we just looked at the black A stones and decided they were only points. They did not affect the board. So points, double points in double gote, points in double gote, small. Here, we want to ask about the B stones because white just threatened to kill them. What are they going to do? Nothing. How many points? 2, 4, 6, 8 in gote? So small. So black should be giving them up. Okay, he saves them. It's not tiny, but not too important. And now white can cut off the A stones and chase them. That's bad news. So instead, black should be connecting across. Now he's safe, and he just picked up how many points in area 1? Now, we're not ready to say that's cash, but it's getting close. That's a lot of points. And white can play 2 in gote. We don't care. Okay, we did that. We got the attack, capture, come out. Okay. Give them up, I think. They're a little bit different now. There's an idea here. I'm going to cut you. The problem is white has Sente to be attacking the A group. And the A group is not prepared to fight. So we have a principle. I really want to fight here. I better prepare first. Big rule. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Isn't black glad that he played A? Without that, he's starting to get surrounded with not really any eyes yet, but with A, virtually alive. Big deal. I mean, it is a big deal. I like it. I hadn't seen this far into the game. A fits well with B. That's where you want to play when you have B next to a wall. Working well with C, working well with D. That's a nice move. Yeah. Okay. What? I'm going to have to scold him. This is how he used to play. He used to see sections. Oh, I better save those. And I came down hard on him. And it disappeared. And then what he used to do, oh, I better form a group in area A. I don't want white to get all those points. And it's a weak group. And I say, no, don't create a weak group. And both those were gone. And all of a sudden he's playing super strong. But this is still creeping in. Here and there, you see this in his game. More important for Black to have a good relationship with M5, not with the P8. P8, right. Yeah, so, stop it. So, as much as I like this move, because of how it looks with B, there is this weakness. And this doesn't work because of the Atari. So perhaps we just need to pull back one. Yeah, better. I still like the move, but it just doesn't quite work. And we do all that, and we have this horrible move. And Calcifier, can you see the meaningless B stones? They can't cut anybody. They can't take any points. They can't do anything other than die, which they're about to do. So don't save stones like that. Get out, only move. Let it go. Use it. Okay, you can use it a little bit. Save. You're going to save that? Oh, you're not making any eyes. That's silly. Okay. I like it because now we can say Atari at A, and he can't save. Okay. Makes sense. Fixes. And go home. About time. I don't think so. So Calcifier, Tolkien knows all this stuff dead on. So it's you I'm more talking to. Black's A group has, dare I say, 0 eyes with a big old white B wall facing him. That's some danger. So there's a knight's move, A to C, totally cut. We don't want to get cut. Okay, next idea. We have the A and B relationship. Well, B's grounded all the way to the first line. Why can't cut through there? So Black should be thinking of this sort of move, and we can just, kill that stone. He should be fine. That should be hard for White. So he's looking at the wrong relationship. There's the cut. Weird. Okay. When we started this, we had the problem of me thinking there were no participants, and there were. Now, you just said we have 5 watchers. Oh, I'm in chat right now. Let me go over to participants. It says there's 1 participant, Tolkien. But Ryan, you're saying there's actually more? Weird. There's 1. Weird. So those who just got here, I didn't see anyone enter. So I sat there waiting for a half an hour, and apparently someone else did too. And we sat in silence. Weird. Okay, I will attempt to learn. Okay, so there's a choice here that I haven't read out yet. Let's look at this. And we're going to net. Can we net successfully? Boom, boom. No, because we can still be cut. Okay, so then that's nothing. A lot of times the false net is very powerful and surrounds and connects, but in this case it doesn't. Okay. Black has to live. Okay. No reason for that at all. No. What? He's trying to kill the corner? That's a little silly, don't you think? Yeah, little silly. Little bit silly. Okay, he's finally playing on his weak group. And it kind of looks like Black's trying to, well, I guess killing the one group there is what he's aiming at. That's not a bad aim. Okay, this is all getting a little Q-like. Everything's a little out of sorts. Yeah. Okay. So I think we've seen the important parts of the game, the interesting parts. It looks like Black center is going to live no problem. And Black won by in the neighborhood of 30, as I recall. Okay, good. Now that we have a bunch of players, we're going to do, on the one hand, our hour is up. On the other hand, the first 30 minutes was blank. My vote, let's finish the whole hour of when it started. So in my mind, we have another 25 minutes. So I'm going to bring up a new board. Hey, look at me. Who's that handsome guy? Let's do this same thing with this one. Now, I haven't taken the names off this. Just don't tell them that I used it. They could sue me or something. Okay, share that. You can all see it. This is just me going to the active games list on KGS and pulling off forward on game. Is this the one I showed last week? Well, let's start going through and seeing what happens. Okay, so we're going to go until we see something interesting. I see something interesting. Something. Oh, you did. Oh, you watched it. Okay. Someone other than Ryan. Why is this move strange? Reese's Wow. Reese's Wow. Kind of like a Reese's candy cup. Reese's Wow. Anybody have an idea why this move is strange? Give you another 5 seconds. Okay. We'll go through it. This is going to bore Ryan to tears. There's 4 big areas. Area 1's the smallest because Black just now said, I'm done there. I closed my skirt. I'm finished. I have a finished situation. I don't want to play in Area 1. Well, he wants to play in all the other areas, as does White. So Area 1 is half big, half small. Off it goes. Next biggest area. Well, the only different one is Area 4. Area 3 has 1 black stone which desires to play there. 4/4s like the extension. Area 4, black has 2 stones, a 2-stone wall wanting to play there. That's a greater desire than a 1-stone. So area 4 is biggest. So that makes sense. He's playing in the biggest area. Now, that being said, I may well play this move on purpose, saying, I know it's not biggest, but I'm going to prove that is a full value move. It's not lacking. Black can't just go and take more than his fair share on the bottom. I spent a year or two playing moves, this fair share moves that I know weren't biggest, but are they big enough? And it gave me some bad habits, but really showed that no, you can play anything and it works. Okay, black comes in and white pinches, which I entirely disagree with. Why? Well, first, there's a better way. If we kick, assuming black stands, which black should, we have some corner potential. I'm trying to read what Calcifier said. Because is go is what I see there. I have a little gote, I see. No, they're both gote, yeah. If we kick first, we have some corner profit. Not that the corner's ours, but we have some corner profit. And then we can pinch in a manner which is very safe and doesn't exactly attack, but prepares to attack. A much more fluid situation. Here, I would do what black does, just counter pinch and then live in the corner. Is there a problem? I mean, just live in the corner now. And black got K3, which is the profit move. If you're concerned about the bottom, how about this? White settled right in black's area. 7-dot move. I've had 7-dots playing this against me. It's like, is there a problem here? No, perfectly valid. Okay, here, not great. I'm still not sure I like this move even. Play away, okay. We notice white, we could call that a 4-stone white wall facing the right. And black says, I'm going to negate you. Okay, that makes sense. Take it, I like it. That's some good profit. Without it, feels like white made a mistake and now it turned into a good move. We have to decide if area 1 or area 2 is bigger. Who's got a vote? Who thinks area 1? Who thinks area 2? And more importantly, why? Ryan's back there saying, I've heard this question 1,000 times from Shygost. Yes, you have. Area 1. Area 1. No one says 2. I say 2. But I'm not sure. Hard to say area 1's wider, but left side, thank you, Ryan, thank you, Token, is a double wing. Yes, it is. Double wings, you're starting to, let's just look at it. Let's just put it here. Those 4 black stones, we're either going to get a lot on the bottom, a lot on the left, all in Sente. Because if white comes in, we're attacking white. Double wings have a lot of substance to them. You're never going to get all of it, but it means you're going to get a lot of one side. Over here, we'll look at it briefly. Not necessarily, there's no reason to think we're going to get area 1 or area 2. Now, certainly black's in control there, but this sort of situation AI is doesn't like anymore because it just turns into, there's nothing practical about it. Double wings, more practical. He did that. I don't like that white encouraged that. Let's look at the same thing. I far prefer this as white. Much easier to enter. But to give black this, now it's harder to enter. So I wouldn't do it that way. I'm not convinced it's all that wrong, but I sure don't like it. Where for white? Reese's Wow says, growing from low settled C6 stone. Right. What Reese's has to say here is really important. I'm taking off K3. What a terrible direction. What? Makes no sense at all. I completely agree. But you start adding black stones over here, all of a sudden it looks like a quarter of the board. It's a very different idea. So it's all about the double wing. Now, is there something about this situation specifically that's it's not working out? Maybe. Our K3 stone isn't that strong. So perhaps in this case, but for instance, let's say we had responded, and I'll just play a couple stupid moves here. How about now? Oh, you extended off C6, really? Yeah, really. Only move. Now, it's not the only move, but we can see it's exceptional, even though it's on the low side because of the double wing. On the actual board, we don't have that much substance, but still, I like the idea. Okay, we did this, we did this. Okay. Question was what to do. Token says, tempted to start the D4 stuff. Yeah, D4 is the standard move here. White's going to get outside. Yeah, this Fordon played here, that's not even forcing. This is in his face contact move. This is shoulder hit. Okay, there's some urgency, but in your face, that's immediately urgent. So the shoulder hit isn't super forcing. So what to do? A is standard. Now we know the B stone is far from home. So there's the idea of playing C. So for instance, we'll look at kind of a basic pattern here. Black's getting a big old corner. On the other hand, white's doing a pretty good job on the bottom. I can see that as a very rational course of action. White could get really big here. What else? Here, same thing. Easy to invade the bottom. I'm not sure I like this. Gives black too much freedom to make decisions, which might include giving it up. So A and C both make sense. These are white moves. Any other white moves come to mind? J4, flatten. Flatten as Herg. I keep clicking on it. There you go. Black doesn't want to submit because white's getting an outside wall that's meaningful, which means we got to play that way. Really? Not so good. So yeah, that seems a rational choice. Anybody else? I have another idea, but I don't want to tell anyone yet. Okay. You disappoint me, guys. You disappoint me. Not really. Okay. Let's consider, I don't know how to say it, the entirety of the A structure. Black's doing great things. That's 2, 4, 6 stones in the bottom left. Black is suggesting greatness. Is that a valid statement? Well, like we said, the B stone's far from home, and there's lots of contact plays. What about the idea of saying it's not time? I'll just go play a big move. And if black plays this way, we'll just play this out. Now, white's playing some pretty big moves, and white's given black a weak group. Question is, what if black continues? I'm seeing a lot of space there. I think there's a lot of moves that could come along just fine here. Oh, 17, yeah. Now, playing here could be dead wrong. I could easily imagine the pro walking in the room and saying, "What are you, an idiot? This is game winning for black." And I'd say, "Okay, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I did not know that. I just thought I saw a lot of room." And I'd say, "Oh, and by the way, what do you do here?" So, well, I'll just stop you from connecting. And then what do you do here? Well, I'll just, and it's like, isn't there room for comfortableness here somehow? So he would have to show me, and I wouldn't play this way. I'm going to enter right now. Black's moyo scares me. I'm going to enter in right now, especially when B's weak. Oh, I'm playing here, baby. Oh, man. It's big. It threatens black. I'm going to accomplish some stuff. I like it. But I'm not convinced playing away is bad. Okay. He plays here. Let's look what the more normal one would look like. Let's put this here. And what? Here? Good. We totally flattened. And it's Sente. Black's got to come through or we gobble that stone up. Yeah, we are delighted here. Doesn't he have to keep going? It's like mandatory. Extremely happy. Yeah. Ryan and I are jumping up and down. But this guy is like, really? What would I do here? I feel weak on the bottom. I'm not necessarily against this idea. I hadn't thought of it before, but it's like, actually, I'm being perfect on the bottom. And if white tries to get out, white has a weak group. That's a weak white group. Okay, what else is white going to do? Come straight down? But here? White's not doing anything great. We can do anything here. So maybe just here. I hadn't considered that. I kept thinking of this move. And I'm thinking, white doesn't have a lot to work with here. Yeah, but I think we can fight this. White's shape is kind of bad, seems to me. So a couple of interesting directions. This black player went this way. I completely disagree. Black is saying, I'm going to get a lot on the left. Really? Can't I just come in anytime I want? Or at least I would be concerned if I'm black. So I don't like black focusing over there, leaving the bottom alone. Yeah. So this is a good example of direction of play. The left, full of holes. The bottom, some weakness. Ah. Well, but the left's full of holes. Yeah, I can't fix that in one move. I'm here, this wonderful direction of play. I want the corner. And I think white will be weak. Great. Good practical points, practical attack. But this, I don't see it. White gets out, offering the cut. Really? Did black take it? Okay. Yeah. Now, this is slightly, I don't want to use the word insignificant, but should black play A or B? One wonders, how would I know? Well, this obviously captures very clean, no questions at all, but offers, once I get on the right button, this move. White likes that move. White was feeling troubled about getting out. No longer. We play here. Well, what bad stuff? Here? Yeah, I don't think so. Dead, right? Just dead. Does he get this in Sente? I kind of don't think so. Let's just kind of do this for a moment. Double Atari, or Atari. Well, there's some Aji here, isn't there? So you have to make a decision. How do I feel about that Aji? I don't like that Aji. Then play B. Yeah. And if the other one doesn't bother you, you've read it out more accurately, great, do it. What's that? Okay, now that's a Q move, right? That's a Q move. The A group is heavy. What do you mean heavy? Well, I heard someone define it quite recently as a group that you can't give part of it up. You're committed to the whole thing. Once you're committed to the whole thing, your opponent can he knows right where to hurt you. And here, the A stones are heavy. And he's letting black attack? I would comfortably give up my B stones. He can't capture them anyway, just to start attacking A. I'm going to get so much Sente and profit and then get back to B. Come down. Okay. It's a lot to think. Man, there's so much to think about here. This game is starting to feel Q-like. Oh, and actually remember, check this out. Boom, 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 boom. Just go forward a little bit. I think I saw coming up here, I saw a total Q situation. Oh, here. He cut through. So you're joking. So I was starting to see a lot of Q moves from four dons. It was a little strange. So anyway, let's stop there. We're right at the hour from when we started, hour and a half from when I was supposed to start. And we saw lots of good stuff. Hope we had fun. Thanks for those who spoke up. Ooh, Dalen. I think that's Dalen. I know a Dalen, or I know of a Dalen on KGS. He's often in my room. I'm kind of assuming that's the Dalen. Sounds like a title, The Dalen. We're planning to keep, yes. So the guy who's usually here, George, he's the problem solver and behind the scenes setting everything up. He set up the YouTube for me, and now that's going great. And then he set up Patreon for me. And he decided, let's do the first 3 free to get people to be aware of it. After that, you got to click on the button and pay the $5 for a month. And so that's where that's at. I think we have 3 people paid now. Lance, do you know when the lecture nights will be? This is the lecture nights. We had to decide on a time. We had to consider Pacific time, New York time, and he had a certain European time. He had a third time that he thought took into consideration the most people. And my 10 a.m. fit all of the time zones the best. So 10 a.m. Pacific time are our lecture nights. Okay, guys, thanks for speaking up, those of you that did. And we'll see you all later. Oh, I see that higher subscription includes, for example, a review game. Yeah, it's once. I'd have to look. Is it once a week? I think it's once a week. And one guy signed up for that. He hasn't sent me a game yet. I really want him to. I'm so excited about it. And you get to send in an SDF file, and then I make, I'm going to use the word brief video about 15 minutes plus. Now, for me, that's an impossibility. I can't do 15. I can do 30. I can do an hour. But 15 minutes, man, that's just barely talking about it. So they'll probably all be longer than 15 minutes. But that's the commitment, right? 15 minutes. And just touch on the basic things, what they should be thinking about. Send me an SGF of a game. Yours will record 15. Yep, he's... It doesn't say weekly. I'll go check that out. We'll fix that. Let me write that down. Just a second. Got to write that down. Check Patreon for frequency of SGFs. Thank you, Calcifier. I love chatting with you guys. Anything else? You know me, I could talk all day. I get talking, it's horrible. I just can't stop myself. I get excited about Go. Oh, so since we're done, I no longer have to be afraid of wasting anyone's time. So people who don't want to be here go away, and I can tell another story. So I mentioned that kids tournament, global. I don't know how do you say worldwide? Global. I want to say annual, but that's yearly. So worldwide youth tournament. And I mentioned a couple of the players. But there's one child, Japanese, let's say 11 years old. I did not know if this was a girl or a boy. You know, when you're young, a lot of times children, you can't quite tell. Well, as Japanese, I had no idea. I did know that this child was amazingly beautiful. Could be a boy, but beautiful child. Not a professional. I'm going to say she, because being beautiful, I think of women more than men, so I'll say she. She played a six dan, as six dan, and she's playing some like one dan girl from Czechoslovakia. I'm making it up, but she was in the 1Q one dan arena, and this six dan Japanese girl is playing exceptionally well. Me and another five dan are watching. He's a friend of mine. And I mean, it's clearly game over. I mean, let's just say a 50-point win. You know, that's a pretty strong win. But this other players keep playing. And all of a sudden, you can see there's fishiness on the board. And the six dan girl, she looks and she looks and she does some deep reading and comes up with a sequence. The other five dan and me, we were just laughing watching her play. She took the situation and came up with an exotic, massive kill. And she went to the trouble to do all that reading when she's already 50 points ahead. I thought that was the funniest thing. Then there was this 12-year-old kid, well into the professional level. And he's playing a Korean professional 8-dan, which may have been his teacher. I don't quite recall. And he's playing, and you know, kids, they're kind of distracted easily, and he's just all over the place. And the game's getting tense, and the kid doesn't know where to play. And this comes to my mind often, what he did. Something about it really struck me. Very complex, doesn't know what to do. He stops, he looks around, looks up in the air, as a means of clearing his mind and getting the important parts of the situation clear in his head. Just like look away like he's not even considering it. But actually he's clarifying. Then back to the board, put the stone down, destroyed his teacher. Teacher had to resign in a matter of like a dozen moves. A professional 8-dan, this 12-year-old kid's just all over him. It was even up. It wasn't handicap, it was even. Anyway. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Hope to see you next week. Bye.